And the other reason why Yaakov Avinu didn't want to go up yet is he did not want to go back to Gan Eden at that point to be the tikkun of Adam Harishon, because there was still one thing missing, is that he lives in a world of Ra and Tov, and when he would be going back to Gan Eden, he wouldn't be able to experience from the tree, from the good side of it either. It would still be like Adam Harishon, where everything is permitted other than the Etz Hadat Tov and Ra. And Yaakov wanted to have access to that. So therefore the only way is for him to go and be Machnia, the Ra. And who is the Ra that he wanted to be Machnia? That was Esav, who, once he put the cloak on and then took on the job of being worse than Nimrod, was the big bad guy in the generation, was the tax collector for Egypt, was going to Bavel and collecting tax. Oh, we sent you 5,000 soldiers, we never got them back. So this is why when his first thing he's doing when he's on his way back from Lavan, he could send a gift to his parents, let them know he's coming. He could, I don't know. He sends to Esav. Vayishlach Yaakov malachim Esav. What? Why? Because his whole goal was is before he gets back over there to Har Habayit, to Beit El, first he's got to deal with Esav. And he wakes him up, and Chazal say, "What are you doing? He's a sleeping dog. You're going and waking him up." And the reason why is because that was his intention. He wanted to be Machnia, so that when he does go back up, he could get access to the Etz Hadat Tov and Ra, and then ultimately afterwards to access of the Etz HaChaim. Because there's a shvil, there's a derech Etz HaChaim, there's a shvil. You can only go from one to the next. At least you're supposed to. Okay. So that is the reason why he didn't want to go up. Now, in continuing with that of Yaakov being unsure if this was a true nevuah and all facets of it were direct, or if there was different things in a dream that could be mixed up. So there is a midrash over here in Vayeshev in Rabbah, Pei Daled Yud Aleph. Vayachalom od chalom acher. B'sha'ah shamar Yosef, v'hine ha-shemesh v'hayareach, amar Yaakov, migila lo shishmi shemesh. So, when Yaakov was on his way to, when he got to Har Habayit, he heard Ba Shemesh, because the sun set. So the Medrash says, Yaakov heard Malachim say, Ba Shemesh, the sun is here, the sun is here. So that's in the Midrash. So Yaakov heard these Malachim call him Shemesh. And this was during that whole period that he went to sleep and had the dream. And then he wasn't sure if it was real. So now Yosef has a dream. And he says, in my dream, there is the sun and the moon and 11 stars. So he says, the sun and the moon, it's clearly mother or father, and your 11 brothers, and they're bowing to you. And you had another dream that the other things were bowing to you. Who let you know your name? My name was Shemesh, or I am the Shemesh. That's the way that you see me in the dream. It could be in any way. So that's what the Midrash says. Now the Etz Yosef adds a little bit to this. And the Etz Yosef, he's the Midrash on Tanchuma and on Rabbah, and he's really a baki across all the midrashim. So he's very, very reliable in getting context. So he says this. Migilalo. So he says, LiYosef, who told Yosef, Shishmi Shemesh, that my name is Shemesh, Shneemar Kiba HaShemesh. V'darshu Chazal said, Sha'amru HaMalachim, Ze Lazeh Ata Shamsha, that the Malachim said, and Yaakov heard them call him Shemesh, he's here. Lefikach, this is where it's important. Ulefikach hechlit Yaakov, Shechalomo haya chalom amiti. And therefore, when Yaakov heard Yosef in his dream, he realized that both the dreams were true and both were entirely emet. How this is much later. So this is after Yaakov already went back to Beit El. So Yaakov, even at that point, still was unsure up until Yosef had the dreams. Now, it happens to be another point that's very important to mention is Medrash continues. I'm going to skip a little bit. Okay. Rabbi Levi b'shem Rabbi Chama bar Chanina kacha Avinu Yaakov savur sh'tchiyat hametim magat biyamav. Yaakov believed that tchiyat hametim was going to happen in his days. Shene'amar, like it says, Havo navo ani v'imcha, me and your mother are going to come and bow down to you. Havo navo ani ve'achecha anicha. If he said, are we going to come, me and your brothers, to bow to you? Okay. Shema ani ve'imcha. Well, how could it be me and your mother? V'halo imcha kvar meta va'at omer ani ve'imcha ve'achecha. And doesn't it already? And you're saying my mother or your mother? V'lo haya Yaakov Avinu yodea she'advarim megi'im leBilha shivchat Rachel shegidalto ke'imo. Bilha raised Yosef and Binyamin like the mother, because Bilha was with Rachel. So Yaakov goes to the extent where he believes the dream so much at that point that he says, and you're saying that because he can only imagine the moon would be Rachel. That's the only thing that he's seeing. So I'm going to see Tchiyat HaMeitim. So now he takes it to the next extent. So Yaakov misreads that dream. He misread his first dream, and he misread Yaakov's dream. Both times brought him a lot of tzarot. Where's the tikkun to this? None other than Yosef, who is poter chalomot correctly. And that's why Yosef had so much gedula that if it wasn't for the maaseh with Eshet Potiphar, he would have been there would have been 4 avot. He would have been on the level of Avram, Yitzchak, Yaakov, and Yosef because of the things that he accomplished and what he did, and who he was, and the new things that he brought into everything. So that will, when we get up to there, hopefully we can get into it. That'll be a lot of fun. Anyway, another thing. We'll stop with that.